Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of our 4th Age Total War Reunited Kingdom campaign. As promised in the break between episodes, we did a little bit of housekeeping here in the form of taking a couple of settlements with very tiny garrisons. We took Anumbar, and then we also managed to take Akkas Anabon. Now this is under siege by a big army of Harad, but we have reinforcements on the way. First though, they'll have to deal with a force that's standing right athwart our path under Lieutenant Surur. You can see we've got basically our intact army here, completely untouched and I guess untested. We haven't really done any fighting with it, but we've got a force that I think we can handle pretty well. They've got a decent amount of mixed units, some archers, some cav, some decent cav and decent spears and so on. But let's get into the battle here. All right, so we've got our forces set up with archers leading. We do have a decent amount of infantry, I think more than enough for what we'll need here, and some cav, but certainly we are an archer-heavy army at this point. We've got, it looks like, 6 units of Blackroot Vale bowmen. I decided to stop messing around and training them in dribs and drabs. We'll take 6, and then we'll front them with 3 units of bowmen in Gondor, in part to absorb arrows for these guys, but also in part because the Blackroot Vale bowmen have the longest range of any archer that we can train, so we'll get them able to shoot out ahead of the bowmen of Gondor, but still probably reach the same targets. It also might make these guys, the Blackroot Vale guys, a little less likely to become targets of cavalry charges, but we'll see how that works out. Now there is this rocky formation in the middle of the battlefield here that might be messing up Harad's deployment a little bit. So I think it's going to work into our favor pretty well if we get up there and then just press over into this area. Alright, they're doing some pretty reasonable forming up. Alright, we'll have to watch those cavalry. Those are the Scarlet Shields, and the strongest cav that Harad has on the field at the moment. Herodwaith riders making up a bit of the difference. We're already shooting them with some of our bowmen. I guess we're just hitting these desert skirmishers. That's going to be enough to get them to move around a little. Maybe open up some different targets. We want to do this. We have to sort of hang back. The worst thing that could happen right now is for Harad to rush. Alright, let's move forward a little bit. Desert skirmishers are okay targets, but I want to try to get something a little more substantial. Alright, we'll just destroy those skirmishers. Now we're going to lose almost all of the arrows for this one unit of Blackroot Vale bowmen. That's alright, we're taking out some of their lighter troops. I do have that archers unit. So what I think I'll do is put these guys, once they've done their work, kind of safely in the back. I want to take care of my archers this time. Okay, they're going to give up. Alright. That's okay. We didn't take any damage. Not even any friendly fire. We took out a couple of units, it looks like. And we can just keep doing that over and over. Yeah, they're going to retreat. That's fine. The thing I'm coming to realize is that fighting Harad is playing a very long game. You know, you can defeat their armies, you can win these heroic outnumbered victories, but it's not going to matter if your army's not able to fight the next 5 heroic victories. So you need to find a solution, and I think one solution is using a lot of ranged troops. I think I mentioned earlier in this series that I don't think anyone's an archer guy, but here I am trying it out. So, elsewhere, we're moving some of these troops around, or back. This was a force that I think, originally sent to help out in Anumbar. But now we're moving it up towards this force in Habad, and should be able to take care of them, no problem. They don't have us under siege, so that's just fine. In Habad, we have not yet gone for the Homeland Dominion. We're sort of waiting on a few other places before we tear that one down. Similarly, in Anumbar, we're not going to get too overzealous destroying those homeland buildings because that can cause problems. But everything else that's here is useful to us. So a lot of these buildings are going to be providing some benefit. One of the things that's really interesting to see about this campaign is the emergence and shuffling of major powers. Dale seems to have gotten in over its head a little bit. They've conquered down towards Rovanion and even into Rovanion, but have not been able to hold that territory. They haven't done anything to Dorwinion, really, but they've gotten into North Rune to a degree, although that seems to have only helped that faction, who has expanded a little bit around the Sea of Rune and is perhaps the one besieging Dorwinion itself currently. But elsewhere, Rune is pulled in from the east as expected and is currently moving around the Sea of Rune. We do have a spy here, so let's just update our map a little. And with any luck, this is going to be a place that Rune will have trouble holding on to. They're not showing any signs of dissent currently, but it would be nice if they experience some rebellion. Now, we would like them to destroy Adunabar for us. That would be great. Because I'd rather not go to war with them at the moment for diplomatic reasons, as I've expressed a few times before. And that may happen. Rune may just continue going around. Until that time, we're going to keep an army here, and just in case Rune decides to start some trouble. I don't think they'll be too hard to hold off. It'll make for some interesting battles if that happens. But I did find the Horde of Khand. So this is where they are. This is their... this little star icon indicates that we've got a horde moving around, and this is it, the High Chieftain of Khand, who is the ruler of the faction, and 3 other units. Very sad to see that. It means that most likely this is the end for them. They'll probably just wander around until he dies of old age. That means, of course, this territory has become a battleground for Rune and Harad and any other faction that decides to get into the area. All right, we have an attuned governor here in Lond Nurnin. So that means we can start building and taking more advantage of his bonuses. But let's send our spy around. Again, public order is looking fine here for now, but this general might die pretty soon. Population's getting up there. We'll have to see if Rune is capable of holding it. And it looks like they're definitely going to be taking Adunabar out. They also have an army coming in from the east. It's pointed a little bit alarmingly at Lond Nurnin, but I'm not sure if they're going to go there just yet. Okay, so Rohan is now at war with the dwarves because they've attacked Dale. That potentially has some complications, but Rohan does not abut any dwarven territory yet. If they decide to start attacking, the elves here, they will border Dwerodelf, and they could get that settlement. I would prefer that they didn't. It's just a little annoying if they do things like that. But they shouldn't be able to border the Blue Mountains anytime soon, and I doubt they'll be really doing anything in this war against the dwarves. It's just more of a paper war at this point. All right, so Barad Eden and Karis Nan. We're not making a lot of cash, but I think that's something that's going to change as we start working on these things. Karis Nan is way down south. And yeah, those are going to bring in some substantial land tax. Of course, it's going to have its own costs in the form of mismanagement and so on. But let's see. We've got an army here that I think is capable of at least distracting Harad as it moves around. So, if we go here and attack this settlement, we could have the garrison show up as a reinforcing army. I would almost prefer to attack this army and have the besiegers show up as reinforcements, because the army that's inside the settlement here does have some cav and some generals that I don't want to die just yet. And if the AI runs that battle, I'm a little concerned that that's what's going to happen. So let's do this. It does not look like it's in our favor very much, But I think with our archer superiority, we should be doing okay. There are these 3 family members, including the ruler. And the heir. Okay, so this is supposed to be a couple of powerful units we have to deal with. Then a full unit of Scarlet Shields, another unit of Light Cav, some archers. These are the Parchereb tribesmen who are primarily archers. So this will be a little more challenging. So these reinforcements are going to be coming from off to the right. Probably just past that estate building. And the enemy is probably going to be deploying over there too. Maybe on that hill, but possibly way over on the left. So this could mean we're facing all of them all at the same time, which is not ideal. But the terrain is not so much in their favor. And we will again try the same tactic of pretty much having our archers out front, our mariners on fire at will. Okay, and then we'll have the bodyguards in the back with the heavier cav near them. This will be effective anti-general stuff if we're able to get into that situation. Yeah, they're right there. Yeah, they're right there. This is terrible. Okay. They're going to turn, and they've got 2 archers here. So one option might be just to rush with my infantry and or cavalry and bring the archers over this way. I guess we got to move. I think we got to move with all of them. We've got to defeat this so we can get the high ground and turn. I don't know that we'll be able to do that realistically. And it's certainly going to cost us in terms of stamina. Let's get the cavalry around anyway. Alright, we got a good start. They're routing. Yeah, let's get our infantry out front. The fact that we're not killing these archers as quickly as I would like is very disheartening. Okay, Heraldwaith riders, they're going to start closing in, but it's going to be on our infantry. I think if our infantry can hold. Watchmen, sure. Let's charge them in. Okay, but there's more cavalry back there. Serpent Black. Alright, let's pull back. We're about to get rushed by a bunch of cavalry. And those archers are holding on like grim death. Finally, they're turning. We're going to lose some generals here. Oh my gosh, yep, this is horrible. They're going to have great morale because they've got their king and heir with them. I mean, not that the heir makes a difference, but this is it. Oh my gosh.
Fleeing from the enemy.
My day is ruined. Alright. Everybody, just flee. Alright, you know what? You know what? You know what? Yeah. Clear defeat. Alright, not my best moment. I hate archers. Archers suck. So, the mistake I made there was rushing. You don't do that. I should have done what I did in the first battle, which was be cautious and circumspect and approach carefully and don't take a bunch of losses and don't rush your archers forward thinking you're going to murder half of the army with just arrow fire, because you're not. You're just not. Okay, so now what do I do? Actually, I didn't lose either of these generals, which is kind of shocking. All right. I could do a sally, but I'm not getting out of the gates with the Citadel catapults. So that's not going to work out very well. What can I do here? I've got an emissary. I'm thinking about a possible diplomatic solution. Diplomatic solution. All right, what's the situation with Harondor? They're allied with the Dunabar, because of course they are, but that's it. What I've got to do is start making some distance between me and Harad to get them off my back. And I think what I should have done is just given this and this to Harondor. I wanted to sort of hold these and start opening up some of this territory to my ally. But I think I just wasn't... I just threw away an army there in that shameful display. So what I'm going to have to do instead is either find a way to get peace with Harad, which I won't be able to do, or... Let's see, I can't give this away while it's under siege. I could give this away. That's not going to do anything for me, though. I wonder if I could buy from them.
Can I be of service? I shall speak with them at once.
Give me I will give you 15,000. I don't know if that's even going to be close. Yeah, no. Nah. Okay. And I don't know if that was because, like they said, it was very bounteous or generous, or if it was simply that, no, we're not doing diplomacy with you. So, we've got a nice little enclave over here, but I'm not sure how long we can hold it with this kind of antics. We need to get some better troops down here. We need to get something happening. We've got the better troops, but they're up here, some of them. Although, you know, to be fair, these guys would be murdered by Harad. They would just be slaughtered by javelins and arrows and stuff, so it's not... it's just a grind. There's just not really a way around it. What we can train down here is not much because the population's low and we've not developed it at all. So we don't have very much going on. Anumbar has let's see, it's looking yellow face. I think I want to keep these mercenaries in here, even though they're fairly expensive. For now, just for public order. We've got this guy, we've got this guy. Maybe between the two of them, we could beat this sieging force. But we're going to get hit by this army in the next season. So why don't we just hasten that and see what happens? Yep. Yep. All right. I think we can pull out a win here. All right, 2 family members. Some cav. A bunch of these Blackroot Vale bowmen who have utterly failed to impress me. Well, I probably shouldn't put it all on them. It's my my just bad tactics that's really to blame here. Alright, we'll try to set up over here. What do we have for infantry? Just this? Yep, just that. It's looking pretty weak. Here's our 2 generals, and here's our 2 other cav. So, the cav is certainly the most notable thing about this army. Apart from the archers, we get a lot of archers. So they're attacking us. They've got a decent amount of cavalry too. Look at that. They've got some scarlet shields, some absolutely great cav, you know, and a bunch of this low tier stuff. They've got enough swords and they've got some archers that, you know, again, this is not going to be a simple matter of just sitting back and shooting them down, because they can absolutely rush us, which is where they excel. What's the ideal army for fighting Harad? I'm honestly wondering this, and I'm kind of shocked that this has not occurred to me, like, to figure this out. What is the best army for fighting Harad? I mean, I've played this game for like a decade and a half. You'd think Harad has been there since the beginning. You'd think I would know. Alright, screw you, Scarlet Shields. We'll just let everybody hit our archers. We'll throw some javelins. We'll charge in. We'll see what we can possibly get done here. They got some Spearmen of the Serpent. Alright, we took out that guy. See, when they don't have a general, they crumple like wet paper. You know, even their elite units. But, you know, I think it's because those elite units happen to have very small numbers. These Herdwaith Riders are stupidly effective. Like, if you're ever playing Harad and you're like, no, I'm not going to train these guys. They don't even have shirts. Train them, seriously. They are better than you think. And it's just because of the numbers. You know, you can't beat it. Well, you can beat them, but like the numbers are so significant. All right, let's focus fire. There's like 24 Herdwaith Riders. See, they're gonna come back. Yeah, they're gonna come back. They're chasing my archers all over the world. We're probably gonna lose this. They just got enough numbers. They got Swords of Harad, Spearmen of the Serpent. Yeah, they're gonna win this. Let's go kill the archers of Harad. If we can. "13 Herdwaith Riders left. Okay. Let's get the generals out of here. I mean, like, let's maybe have them do a little bit of work and then get them out. I don't know. Although honestly, I'm not really in a mood to keep these guys around. I'm thinking of pinning the failure of this campaign on them in particular. They're probably got a lot of bad traits too, come to think of it. Yeah.
And he's fleeing from the enemy.
Okay, so we could maybe get up there and kill the general. Swords of Harad, they're utterly tired. The challenge is we're going to get javelins to death on the way. I just don't see a way around it. Alright, let's turn here. Yeah, we're getting javelined as we speak. Broken, okay. Those are Spearmen of the Serpent, actually. They do not have javelins. Take out their captain if possible. Alright, stop. Just turn around and fight. Let's just end it. That'll tie them up. Alright, there he goes. And got him. Alright, it's just a stupid captain, but that felt like a lot of work. Alright, those are just swordsmen. So we've got enough cav that we could still do some damage, but I don't know. A lot of it is going to just depend on how bad the morale is of these units. Let's hit the Heraldwaith Riders. You know, the good thing about them is they have swords, so their charge is not good. Our charge is good. But this late in the battle, we've been running around. We're not going to have a great charge. But there they go. Alright, Swords of Harad are charging. I'm just going to keep my cav away from them. They're probably going to come back. Usually, it feels like you have to get under 10 men. Alright, where's that? One red sand archer. Alright. Just die. What do we have down here? Swords and footmen. Let's go and see if we can take care of those swords first. Okay, they're actually going to come up towards us.
General's nerve has broken, and he is fleeing from the enemy.
Yeah, okay, I didn't even know he was not part of this group. Neither of these guys has died yet, though, and it's not because I'm trying to keep them alive. They are just lucking out at the moment. All right, these footmen should rout pretty quick. And then spearmen. All right. Now, we may win here. If we do, we're going to be attacked again, like immediately. So I have no confidence that that we're going to keep this army for, you know, like a long period of time. All right, we have to get over here, actually. Yeah, keep shooting at him in the back. All right, they're shaken. And ugh. I want him to connect so they will turn around and fight him. Oh my gosh. Alright, they're actually wavering, but I don't want to risk these guys. Okay. Yeah. There we go. That actually worked. Head-on charge. We've got some swords over there. Some swords off way in the distance, probably. There sure is a lot of them over here. Should probably take my time and bring these bowmen up, but this is, you know, this is a lost cause, strategically speaking. Alright, so they're chasing my archers around here. What even is that? 44 footmen of Harad? Okay. You know what? I think we can do this with just our bowmen. We'll see. Maybe not. There we go. Yes, we'll continue this battle, of course. Run them all down. I'm actually not sure. Let's see. What are we at? Probably like 94. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So clear victory. We'll see what Harad's going to do now. It's almost certainly going to be another attack. Alright, so once again I was wrong about the AI. They did not attack again. And so what do we do here? Well, this army just stayed there, not doing anything. We've got this army. Let's see. We're making actually 7,000 this turn because we're losing so many men. It's actually extremely lucrative to be losing this much. So that's nice. We have an alliance between Harad and the Bjornings. All right. Oh, we finished the Tower of the Moon. Okay. Very good. And now we can finally do provincial pacification. We can finally build up to Lord's Barracks and get some men-at-arms and Rangers of Athelion and stuff. So, very nice to have this as a settlement, a productive settlement again. And it should be pretty lucrative, I think, once we get the Dominion buildings all set. It's a pretty fertile area. So that'll be really nice. Now, for this, are they going to assault this turn? They've got the Rams. They could absolutely do it. If they assault, can I hold out? I mean, probably not. So what I think I want to do is get an emissary and start giving some territory to Horondor. Like this, I should probably just give to Horondor right now, like before Harad comes and puts it under siege.
Yes, master.
They don't have an army coming at the moment. I could take out this force.
Yes. Without delay. Sir, prepare for battle. Victory!
It's not really going to matter because they're going to assault, right? And they're going to assault with all of this. And it's 3 really good units. Now, I did do a good number on their Scarlet Shields in that last battle. And they've got... Okay, they've got some decent infantry left. We could almost maybe hold out if they assault. So what I think I want to do is let's get these units right here. We'll get ready for them to be put under AI control, although I'm not sure if they would actually show up on the battlefield. But let's go ahead and just merge. Alright, everything that can be merged is now merged. Although, let's see, how many... I think Blackroot Vale Bowman, the max number is 60. Yeah, so that's not really that useful. But at any rate, we could theoretically... Oh, you know what we could do? Yeah, we could attack them with this army. Let's see, these guys can't quite get over there. Alright, let's do this. Nope, not that. We'll attack you. We'll wipe out this army. We'll see how far any of the cavalry in this force can move. If they can move over towards the city to get within that zone of control, then we'll try and attack. We'll try to get this place out from under siege. But I'm thinking probably an assault, like a field battle is going to be worse for us than like a regular, like a siege assault. I think in that scenario we're going to be better off. Alright, we actually have some longbowmen here. Alright, let's put the axemen back. Alright, but really this is all archers, right? This is just nothing but skirmishers and archers. Not even archers. It's just... Yeah, just skirmishers. Okay. So we'll move it up. What we will do, I think, is get our cavalry. We'll just set our cavalry here. Alright, they can't retreat. Of course you want to minimize losses, so I don't really want them shooting, you know, down at my infantry guys. But I do have archers, so it would be nice to pull them down off the hill a little. Oh, for crying out loud. Alright, desert skirmishers. Alright, now we can rush everybody up, I think. Broken, pull through to take out the captain unit. And our cavalry is not fast. We got him. There he is.
The enemy general is running away. This is no way for a leader to behave, but in battle, it's beyond belief.
Alright, I don't care about him. So this is going to be just a little bit of cleanup. Chasing them around the map until we catch them. So I think what I'll do is we'll end the battle here. We all know how this is going to go, and I'll see you back on the campaign map. So that got us a little more movement points in a way. And yeah, we could actually get a couple of family members here in place with cavalry. So I'm thinking about doing that. No one else is going to be able to make it, but we'll leave the rest of the army under this guy's lead. I think because this guy has bad movement points, we'll bring him here, where he can be under that army. These two, the king actually, Valakar of Tolfalis, and the mercenary Hirando riders will come around. Should I use them with this army? I'm a little worried about how this is going to go. Will we be able to? Nope, because we're going to run out of movement points because it's bullshit. I don't know how else to explain that. These guys had all kinds of movement points. They were able to get all the way around here, both of them. Okay, okay. It's fine. It's fine. And now no one else in the stack has any MP left, because that's the way it works. Okay. So, do we want to do a sally? Yeah, again, I don't think so. I think we're going to have these guys show up as AI reinforcements. If they assault, they assault. We'll see how this all works out. And I'm just going to end the season. All right, we are indeed attacked, and look how nice the balance of power bar is to us. It is shockingly generous. We do have catapults. We can actually use them in this scenario, though it's not likely to be all that useful. We've got these 3 family members, so it's their king and heir versus my king, and my heir is not around, but that's okay. This is a scary unit, as are all the generals, and they've got decent amounts of swords, 3 units, just about full. Okay. So let's again make sure that this is definitely unticked. Do that a few times. And this is it. Now, if we can hold on against this, I'm going to give this to Harondor. I'm going to give the southern settlement to Harondor, and we're going to be done fighting Harad. We're just done. I'm done with it at this point. I'm retiring as World Harad Fighting Champion. With, you know, many defeats, but I've just done it enough that I feel like I have, you know, some amount of authority here. Okay, so our deployment, we've got high walls, which is actually bad for our catapults. They're going to break through. But, you know, in a way, this is kind of a nice place to use catapults because you've got a lot of room for it. So let's put them up, I don't know, either street, I guess, is as likely to be attacked as the other. I kind of want to be back a ways so that they don't rush in. Now let's keep the cavalry back here too. We'll definitely be moving them around. We've got our spears here that will probably be, again, we'll move them around where it's going to be needed, but we're going to be fighting in the square. We've got some other, just a few spearmen. We'll put them with these just so we can know all the units of the same type are together. And we've got some archers, actually, a decent amount. Now, we could put the archers up on the walls, and I'm actually thinking about that. They're going to be much more useful there. In my experience, the AI does not get up on these type of walls to actually fight you. What they will do is bust through the walls and then just go into the city. But let's get the, yeah, all these mariners can be down here. And probably kind of in the back. Yeah, they'll be here. Fire at will turned on. And these units, the mercenary Southron skirmishers are also going to be useful in melee, so I'll put them back here. It's an archer. This can be an archer, and an archer can be, you know, I guess over here. The only problem is if they're here, they're very likely to get stuck. You see, there's no way down from this tower, and so you'd have to go all the way back over there or over there, and there's rams that are going to bust these walls, so we would be stuck here. And I think, you know, it may come down to these guys having to do a little bit of fighting. So let's go right here. All of these units can get off, and we want to take them off skirmish, I guess. We have some reinforcements. Here's our king.
But are they in time to take part in
Yeah,
the
are they in time? No, they're not, because it's under my control. They'll only come in such that we get a full stack. You know, we only get 20 units at a time. So that's a little disappointing. What we can do, though, is as and when we lose units, we can bring more of these guys in. So I'm going to send up my 7 Kingdom Militia, because they're not liable to be very useful at all. And maybe I'll send in my 10 Mariners. And I don't want to lose my king, but let's get him around here. He could actually do a lot of damage once some breaches are made, because these guys are all going to go in. They're going to wait for everyone to move forward, and then the king is going to come. My king is probably going to be coming around this way to do some rear charges. But yeah. Alright, we're taking out some swords, some footmen. We're also getting shot by some red sand archers, but they're going to be whittled down by our guys. We'll definitely have advantage in that. All right.
The enemy are through the walls. Now we must fight all the harder in our defense.
All right, so now you can see them coming down. I'm not running my king yet, though, because again, I don't want him to get attacked by these guys. So our archers are now out of ammunition. We could use them as infantry guys now or in a minute, but I'm going to leave them up in the walls for now, because we are going to be overwhelmed by like these cavalry units, these other infantry units. Alright, Partreb tribesmen, these are... Okay, yeah, a tricky unit. We could probably get them to rout, but again, this army is led by the king. So they're going to have good morale. Alright, and we're actually using our missiles here.
Swordsman.
All right, what I want is for these units actually to be eliminated, not to route back to the square. We don't want to have 1 Kingdom Militia left. Come on, guys, kill him. Because that's just going to delay reinforcements. All right, here they come. Now they're going to walk around and going to get shot up a little bit by towers. Okay, we got another family member coming in now. And I think I'll send him right to the gate. You can deal with nomadic watchmen, I guess. Catapults are firing at something. All right. Let's see, are you going to lower your lances at all? No. Let's move in then. We'll move on through. This is a terrible charge. And these guys are just in an open battle. That would have gone a lot better. We could have gotten a decent charge, obviously. But, yeah, this is friggin' terrible. Come on. Got our one Mariner still holding on over there, though. That's pretty impressive. Okay. All right, we have another family member.
Horseman.
So they are taking their time. So here's the tougher infantry, and looks like the tougher cavalry is going around here, or all of the cavalry, rather. We will have the advantage of, you know, having the square. So we're not going to lose our morale too badly. I'm going to wait for the for those archers to go away. And then we can bring our cavalry around. Okay, that did some good stuff. Not too good. What we can do, though, is bring these guys down off the wall, although they are getting fired on by these guys, so they're going to lose a lot, but it seems like it's keeping them a little cautious. Now, we'll get these guys in here, and what we're going to do is maybe sort of sandwich their general units with our king. All right, you guys now come down off the wall. We'll go around here and try to hit these footmen in the back. We have a lot of cav. Alright, that was okay. We're not getting, like, fantastic hits or anything, but we are doing some damage. Alright, here's coming another one, 17 men. This is really good. I'm glad to have all these cavalry units coming as reinforcements. Yeah, Herdwaith Riders, routing, great. Feels like a bit of a waste to be using the ammunition, the javelins on them. Let's go and get this guy killed. Alright, so we have been captured by these guys. Let's pull them out and away. All right. Enemy king. Oh. They're routing now. Okay, well, let's keep on that. If we can spread the route around to the Parcher-Ebb tribesmen. Because now their king is dead. Yes. That's right. Oh, look at all these routers now. Okay. Alright, so let's hit these footmen of Harad. Oh, they're just melting now. We've also got scary units over here. Alright, let's hit these Spearmen of the Serpent. We can keep this route going. Alright, spread it all the way down here. Hit these Spearmen. Okay, we are running into problems with the Parcher-Ebb tribesmen. They're shaken. Maybe being hit in the back by this other unit of cav will help push them over the brink. Yes, it does. All right. And over here, those spearmen are gone. Swords of Harad are routing, but they're periodically coming back. All right. Still got a couple of Serpent Black units, and their king unit did not rout, I don't think. I mean, the king is dead, but his bodyguard is still here and pretty formidable. We're just going to hold position back here. All right. We've got a lot of cav. Oh, and we got some more cav coming in bodyguard form. Let's bring them around. Actually, yeah. Bring them around here. And bring you around here. We've got cavalry coming in. Okay, we're going to bring these cavalry back in this direction. I guess it's time to hit these bodyguards, right? We're not waiting for anything else. It's a Serpent Black, Swords of Harad. Yeah, let's charge in. Oh, they're all routing. Nice. And these are just footmen. Okay, we got it. Absolutely got it. Partreb tribesmen. Alright, they're tired. You know, I'm going to pull back because they're steady. There's a lot of them, and they're going to take some missile fire, and we're going to have time to get our other cavalry in place. But this is great. Much, much better than I thought. Alright, I should probably stop catapults at the moment. Alright, and now... Did we get a heroic death? No, just 2 enemy commanders slain. Now I think we can try to hit this unit of archers. Alright, are we going to get a charge? Yes, this is a proper charge. They don't have their spears out yet, and they rout. Bold right over, and these guys are going to rout too. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Holy moly. I would love to chase down this last general. And have him killed. I don't know that we're going to catch him, though. But we're going to chase down every last one of these Haradrians. Wow. Did not know what to expect here. Oh my god, no! Fuck. Oh, God. Oh. Oh my gosh. Just, no. A, screw you. A. And B, screw you, Harad. Oh my gosh. You know, I was going to be so happy. Because this was a redemption arc. This episode had it all. Right? It had crushing defeat. It had stupid tactics on my part. It had me screwing up and then coming back from the brink of you know, indignity and humiliation to win a righteous siege defense, only to have you guys screw it up by attacking me immediately again. And they've got a better army this time. They've got 2 units of Umbar Guard. They've got a decent-sized unit of Scarlet Shields. They've got several of these archer units. They've got some swords, and they've got a family member. Well, isn't that good for them? All right, what do we do about this? Can I merge units here? Can I make a difference that way? Can I disband units? Yes, I can while I'm under siege. So what I'm thinking is if I merge my units together and we do a big counterattack here, we can be done. We can beat them. It's our turn. And then we can find a way to just be done with Harad's nonsense, right? We can give these territories away to Harandor and let them watch it for us. But we have to win this battle. All right, so we've disbanded. We've merged some units in an attempt to, I don't know, to make it more likely that this is going to work. But one thing I'm noticing that they don't have a lot of is cavalry. They do have 3 cav units, but these are kind of small. 20 Horsemen of the Harnan, 26 of the Serpent Black, and this guy's not too great. He's got 3 bronze chevrons there. We do have these 35 Scarlet Shields, but if we could take out the cavalry, and we've got a ton of cavalry ourselves, both here and in the garrison itself as reinforcements, then that could be disaster for this army, which is otherwise not super high tech. They don't have any Spears of the Serpent, for example. And while they do have these 2 Umbar Guard, again, that's 2 units, and we might be able to ride around them. So let's give this a shot. We are going to have this army independent command upon the battlefield, which seems like the complete wrong move in some ways, because it's catapults, and I'm letting the AI run my catapults. But I think that's the way we have to do it. Otherwise, we're just waiting for them to assault us again, and for us to win again, and for another army to again come out of the fog of war and besiege it again. So if we want to get rid of this city and start giving it to our allies and start determining the course of the war for ourselves, then we have to do this. I'm just going to keep everybody in a big line like this, and there's the garrison or reinforcing army is going to come from. And so let's do this. I think what I want to do is kind of wait. We have a very nice and relatively flat battlefield. The AI is going to be pretty much in front of us.
But are they in time to take part in the battle?
Let's get the reinforcements over here. I'm going to wait for them to show up. They're going to have catapults. They're going to start using them. That's going to start forcing the AI's hand. And then we'll move our own men forward. Now, our strength here is absolutely cavalry. We've got infantry that's only purpose is going to be holding stuff in place. It's not going to be that good. Fortunately, the infantry over here is not that good either. And even units like these Umbar Guard, which are very, very nice indeed and look absolutely beautiful, these units are not going to kill a lot of our men very quickly. They have 1 unit of swords and only really just 2 units of swords in this entire army. And they're not really full strength either. That one's got 81, that one's got possibly 81, and that has maybe 20 or so. So, our infantry should be able to hold against theirs. It's the thing that I'm worried about here is their cavalry, and their archers are going to do a lot of damage to us. So we have to be careful that our men don't run. But this is the army that is led by our king. And our AI reinforcements are going to do some stupid stuff here. You can see they're rushing their cav forward. So I think we need to start moving into position to be of use. It would be great if they brought up all their men like nice and like, what are you even doing? Like they're going over there for some choice low ground, I guess. I mean, it's easier to push downhill, I will grant, but otherwise it doesn't make sense. And they've got these guys who they're just leaving in the background, which on the one hand I'm feeling kind of grateful that they're not running the Knights of Dol Amroth right into the enemy's lines. But they're definitely going to take some losses to archers here, so I don't know how much we want to get involved here. I'm not going to let the AI sort of dictate what I do. I think what we can do is inch forward using them as somewhat cover. All right, there's the Scarlet Shields. They're going to get tired out. They're going to be chasing these units. Some of these guys are going to do some damage to them. I mean, if they will stick around. But this is all fine. It looks like all the Knights of Dol Amroth are dead. Is that accurate? These are men-at-arms. Those are men-at-arms. Where's the Knights of Dol Amroth? Looks like they got murdered. I'm just going to say they probably all got slaughtered. Well, we got to keep moving up slowly to use this cover. I mean, they're charging right into the skirmishers here. Okay. But yeah, we're doing a little damage to their Scarlet Shields. Okay, there's Knights of Dol Amroth. That's good, I guess. They've got their bowmen and some Dol Amroth men-at-arms coming up. We are going to be under fire here. What we want to do is find an opening to get the general. Unfortunately, they're not bringing up their archers. They're letting their infantry lead it. All right, we'll take a few swords of Harad to the chest. I'm okay with that. Let's bring these cavalry around, and then we'll maybe see if we can do some damage to those swords. And the Umbar Guard, yeah, look how much damage they took. They were at 51. I mean, again, numbers play an important role in this mod. Quality is good, but as you can see, I've had just really good quality armies this whole time. Harad has had numbers, and that's why they're winning sort of the long game here. Alright, we'll just take it slow here. We've even got our allies coming in to help us out. Alright, they're losing over there, but you know what? That's okay. The Umbar Guard are wavering and broken. Yeah, I mean... Alright, this is down at 42. Okay, Horsemen of the Harnan. Oh, they're charging that unit. I guess I should have helped out. Alright, well, we can do that. We can help out here. There they go. And Plainsman skirmishers. Let's just pull on through. And they're routing. Very nice. Oh, that's my Kingdom Militia unit. Okay, should have had them on guard mode. That's exactly what that's for. Let's set up over here, and we could start getting into the back of them now. You know, let's run up, I think. Maybe we can help our Kingdom Militia, or at least move up while they're distracted. Alright, these are Parchreb tribesmen. Let's just push them with our spears. And Lasarnic Axemen. Yeah, let's hit the Swords of Harad, I think. Everybody's going to be nice and busy here. I want to get in the back. I don't want to waste time with the Parchreb tribesmen, really. Let's go right after the Serpent Black. Let's go do a kind of crazy charge through everything here. There is some Umbar Guard in the way, but I think it's going to collapse. Yeah. Just feel the weight of all of that cav. Oh, so beautiful. Southron spears are losing heavily there. And there he goes. There's that enemy general. Charge the king up there to deal with those Swords of Harad, who are winning easily for some reason. They need to get the memo that they are losing this battle. There's only this other unit that's standing at the moment. Switching over to swords. Alright, they're wavering, so that should be the end. Let's actually bring up our swording skirmishers just for a bit of fear. There they go. Alright, well, we've got it. We've got the city saved, but not for us. This is not our city we're saving. This is Harondor's city. And because Harondor is not at war with Harad, if they can hold it, we may see Harad moving its forces over into the east. Because, yes, this is not our city. This is Harondor's city. This is definitely a city that belongs to Harondor. Now, in order to make this happen, we do have to get our men outside of the border here of the settlement. Otherwise, they won't accept it. Now, we could maybe merge some of these units, get them inside the city, and then that would actually work out. So let's do that. We'll just clean up this stuff and see how many we can fit inside, and then send our emissary to Harondor. All right, everybody's inside the city who's going to stay in, and everybody who can move up beyond the border. So basically all the cavalry has just enough movement points to get outside there. And hopefully that'll be enough for us to give Akasanabon to Harondor. So let's get our emissary there. Let's do this. I'm going to give you the province of Akasanabon. I'm going to give you a single payment. And let's make it 5,000. All right. Beautiful. So now the only thing that remains to do is get these guys kind of out of here and then do the same thing with Athendad. We're going to give away Athendad, and hopefully Harondor will be able to keep this place. If we check out the diplomacy, Harondor is not at war with Harad. Harad does have enemies in Khand, but Khand is no longer around. They are a horde, as we've seen. They're also theoretically at war with Rohan in the Reunited Kingdom. So Harad doesn't have anything else to do. Now, they may start to go to war with our protectorate. That would be annoying, but at least what that would mean is we can kind of guide that war from behind the lines, because Harad is not going to be bringing to bear against them, likely, the same number of troops they're bringing to bear against us, because we tend to bring down full stacks and have lots of garrison troops. Harondor is going to have not so much of a strong presence in its garrisons, and so Harad is probably going to bring forces to match that, which means we can just kind of hang out behind the fog of war from Harad's perspective and then just swoop in to rescue them. So that's going to be the plan going forward. And I always find it interesting where these AI horde factions think they're going. I mean, his homeland is clearly down here in Khand, and yet he's all the way up in Rovanion, and it looks like he's aiming to go further west. So it'll be interesting to see where he thinks he wants to go. I once had a North Rune horde end up outside Mithlond. Again, not sure why. Maybe it's a very lucrative province for them to hold, but we'll see where that guy ends up. It'll be sort of an interesting thing to follow over the course of the campaign. So now check out our income here. We just made a lot of money, 11,000 over the course of that turn, where we were only projected to make like 2,000. I think a lot of that is because our diplomacy shot up as a result of gifting money to Harondor. So that's the thing to keep in mind. We gave them 5,000, and they gave us over 8,000 in tribute back the next turn. That money may also allow them to make trading improvements, which could, of course, impact us, as well as their income, which could result in us getting more tribute. So it is sometimes worth it, I think, to build up your protectorates. But let's do this last thing here. We'll go ahead and get all of our men off of Athendad's territory this time, and see if Harondor will take it. Now, the danger now is that they might not, because there are some menacing stacks of Harad right over there. But let's get the emissary and do the same thing. Give province. It's Athendad, I think. And we're going to also attach a payment to this. Let's go ahead and make it another 5 grand. It could possibly be less, because it definitely borders them at this point. But hey, there we go. We now no longer have a border with Harad. War is effectively over between our factions at this moment. And what I'm curious about is if we can actually get a peace. If we go here to let's see. Let's go for a ceasefire, and let's see if they'll pay us for it. No. Okay, maybe next season. We'll try that, though, because us no longer sharing a border means that they should theoretically be very willing to have a peace. So we've basically walled off ourselves from Harad. We can now start moving our troops back to defend, our own territories and work on building these up in relative peace, meanwhile keeping enough forces in the area to periodically help out Harondor. And we can also get some forces together to start trashing some of Harad's settlements in the interior if that needs to be the case. But as there's no war between Harad and Harondor, we may have these armies just wander off and decide not to do anything. Maybe they'll be developing their other provinces. Maybe they'll start a war with Rune. I guess we'll just have to see how that goes. But this seems like a good point to end the episode here, where we have effectively brought peace in the south. We've conquered back all of the region of Umbar completely, and now we're waiting for Rune to deal with the Dunabar. We're waiting for a few other things to happen, for Mount Dune to stop erupting, apparently. and then we'll see what our next goals for the campaign are going to be. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you'll stick around for the next one. Until then, take care.